Last month, my next guest posted in part the following. When I first started my LLC, I didn't fully understand the consequences of missing tax payments. She went on to say there was a time when simply I didn't have it. I was working full-time and every dollar from my business was going toward personal and business expenses. I felt behind, unprepared, and honestly alone, but not anymore. Beyond the Frosting CEO Porsha Kimble posted that last month, and today she's here to share so much more on her story and how you too can build a better business. Good morning to you, Porsha.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
So glad to have you. Okay, so I want to talk about your hurdles first. In that post, you said the Texas Comptroller, they do not play. And so how did you overcome that?
First, I paid my bill, so that's the first thing. The other thing is just knowing all the ramifications and the interest that builds when you don't make your payment on time with your business.
Interesting. Okay, so tell me more about that. I mean, how deep does it go? Is it something we really need to be wary of? Like, honey, do not miss that next tax payment.
I think people encourage others to get an LLC without knowing all the steps that it takes and the responsibility that you own when you do create an LLC for your business.
Okay, you know what? That's actually a really good point, because I think a lot of the times when I hear people talk business, they talk about S-Corps or LLCs or basically different ways to make sure that your business is authenticated. But at the end of the day, you got to know what it takes once you put that title on it. So many business owners feel behind. And in your experience, what usually causes them to start feeling that way is lack of experience or a business plan. Did you not have either of those when you went in, and do you have one now?
Well, I think when you start a business, you probably don't realize where it could go.
Right.
And so you're just excited to get started. And then you get to a point of, okay, I am making money. What do I need to do? Taxes come into play. And I think it's just lack of research or knowledge. Obviously, being in business for a while now, I do have more knowledge and education on what needs to be paid and how I handle my funds.
Now, did you learn all of that information after you went through that trying time?
Of course,
yes. She's like, duh, of course. But how did you go about learning that? Was it through just self-education, or did you go to someone else?
Well, I do have a tax prepper who's a good friend of mine, and I have an accountant. So really just sitting down, also every month going through my bank statements to see how much I've spent and how much I'm making, and that also helps me basically stay above everything.
Yes, indeed. Okay, so for early entrepreneurs, is maybe one piece of advice you can give them for a successful business plan?
I would say just start with what you have and where you are. Nothing is going to be perfect, and it's a learning curve over time.
Yeah, it is. I mean, like you're right. Honestly, social media is obviously huge, and everyone on there is saying you need your own this, you need your own that, you need to be making your own money. And it sounds good, but no one ever talks about the hard work that comes out of it, right? That you have to put into it, the blood, sweat, and tears. It's a 24-hour job at that point. It's no longer 8 hours a day. So to start a business, many people need to know their why, and your why came in the form of a health hurdle. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
I was diagnosed with type 2 diabetes, and I did not even know that I had diabetes. I was out of town, ended up in ICU out of state while I was working for myself. And that diagnosis changed me physically, emotionally, spiritually, and just basically helped me realign my life and my business.
Wow, my goodness. I can only imagine just a life change like that, how it just turns everything upside down. You're trying to stay afloat and keep this business going, and next thing you know, you've got a whole nother hurdle right in front of you knocking at your door. That is hard, my goodness. But that did not stop you. That did not stop her, you guys, because she was even on Food Network's Cake Wars, which is amazing. What kept you going? But also tell me a little bit about that experience.
The experience was very unique. I would say what keeps me going is knowing that there are other women out there at all ages, maybe stuck in their business or in their corporate life, that have a dream and maybe see me, or maybe I'm inspiring them to just keep going no matter what, because just because you have to start over doesn't mean you have to start from scratch.
Yes, indeed. Tell me how that Food Network Cake Wars came about.
I was asked to go on a few times. I didn't apply. They came to me and they said, we're not going to ask you anymore. This is your last chance. And so I said, okay.
Here I come. I'm coming now. Okay, I promise, right?
Yes.
Okay, so many business owners also choose to keep going, just like you did. And if they find things are not working out, let's talk about what they can do to build a better business. What is some tips to make sure that happens for them?
I would say know your numbers. Data is everything. To just stay consistent, whether that's showing up for yourself in your business or showing up on social media. 1 hour a day in your business can make a world of a difference.
Yes, indeed.
And lastly, I would say get help, whether that's join an organization or if you have the funds to delegate some of the things that you just can't find time to do.
Yes, indeed. Okay, so now that you've done the Cake Wars
Yes.
situation, do we think we'll maybe do any other competitions? How was it? Did you like the pace? Was it scary? Were you like, this is stressing me out, child? Let's just one and done.
It's different because you're not at home in your kitchen.
Right.
And it's a completely different surrounding and you are timed. So I don't know if I would do it again. I'm glad that I did do it. If the right opportunity came along, absolutely.
Yes, indeed.
Yes.
What do you hope for your business in the future?
I hope to make more money.
Yeah, I know that's
Obviously,
right.
I hope to scale and I hope that my name and my products reach a larger audience all around the world.
Yes, indeed. Well, you know what? Great information this morning, and thank you for sharing your hurdle, because I know it's going to help so many people who are working on their businesses to not make the same mistakes, and that's what it's all about, right? Passing it forward. Thank you so much. Where can people find you?
I am at pkbakes.com, or you can find me on Instagram at Porsha.Kimble or at _beyond the frosting.
There we go. Thank you so much, Porsha.
Thank you.